would you say that boundaries is a core thing about the whole clutter conversation anyway?
Yes, it's so interesting, in my years of doing this kind of work, no matter the kind of clutter you're up against, physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, there are three core causes that are running the show. And lack of boundaries is absolutely one of them, limiting beliefs and unrealistic expectations.
Oh, okay, let's bring them down to threes, right? So limiting beliefs, I love the unrealistic expectations, right? Where you're always going to see yourself unworthy and it's never going to be there. And then the first one was boundaries. Yeah, those are three huge.
Those are the three big ones. And limiting beliefs is really kind of the engine behind it all. Your limiting beliefs is going to prevent you from setting healthy boundaries. Your limiting beliefs is going to cause you to have unrealistic expectations. So if you can chisel down, that's why I love clutter, because it is such an invitation to get in communication with our soul. It's our tap on the shoulder of like, hey, something is out of alignment in your life because you are tolerating this pile of paperwork, this toxic friendship, or this, self-defeating thought. You're tolerating this stuff. So the question is, instead of beating yourself up about it, get curious. Like, oh, isn't that interesting? I wonder why.
I wonder why that's there. Yes. So rather than saying like, oh my God, this has to go, it's like, I wonder why it's there. I wonder what this symptom is covering up, or what it's inviting me to look at. What story is this telling me? Right? What is this preventing me to see or to look at? Those kind of questions I think are key. So when you look at those three core questions that you had, so tell me what you notice. Like what would you tell people? Let's say we have all this, you have a captive audience here at the Oracle Circle. And how would they go about, what would the first step be? Because I think it can be very overwhelming, right? When you first start this conversation, besides hire you as a coach.
No, it really can be overwhelming. And the first thing I would want everyone to do is do your best to not think about having it done.
Right.
Because as amazing as that seems, and that fantasy is like so great, and your future self can totally get on board with that, your present self has to actually do the work. And if you ask yourself to do something in its entirety, you're going to just be frozen. So a couple ways to get started is you can identify a clutter hotspot in your life, however form it comes in, that really drives you crazy. And do one round of clearing on it. Sit down for 25 minutes. I use the Pomodoro technique. It's just a great tool that I use. I didn't create it. It's been around forever, where you just pick a task, you set a timer for 25 minutes, and you work on that task. Now, when you work on that task, it's okay if your first round is journaling about how much you don't want to do it.
Right.
Like, that's fine, because oftentimes the clutter we need to clear first is our resistance. Because it is a temper tantrum of the soul, by denying that invitation to communicate, you're just asking it, it's going to hang out and wait for you and get your attention in a much louder, much more unpleasant way. So sit down and be like, oh my God, I hate this clutter hotspot. This is the last thing I want to do. Gosh, why don't I want to do it? What does it mean to me? What does it represent? What do I fear about it? And a really important question in that journaling is, what is the secondary gain I am getting from not doing what I say I want to do?
Right. So, so if you say I want this, but I do that, right, then I'm getting something out of it.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Whether it be that, I think anxiety and a self-hatred or self-reproach is very seductive. We've been conditioned, everybody has been conditioned into the anxiety, that fight, flight, freeze. Anyway, especially since the pandemic, then of course the social justice movement, everybody's trying to figure out what to do and how to change, et cetera, et cetera. And there's the pandemic and then also the politics, and this is just the US, all other countries too. I mean, it's everywhere. So we've been conditioned into that anxiety. So that's adrenaline. It starts to feel like a drug.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can get really high off adrenaline for sure. And then when you crash, you're craving more of it. And that's when you're going to doom scroll. That's when you're going to shop impulsively online, or you're going to eat that cupcake, or you're going to, grab for that beer, whatever it is. It's like, you're going to have those peaks and valleys without tempering it. And so a really important way to get started on something that feels overwhelming is to have those realistic expectations. It's
Right.
such a beautiful, gentle way to care for your soul. Be like, listen, I'm not expecting you to, organize that entire garage or break up with that friend today. Instead, let's write down what we would say to her if we had the courage, right? Start somewhere, because your success really is in the action. It's not in the outcome.